Hi, welcome to part 4. So let us continue demonstrating on sphere. Now, as we have drawn both of the axis line and that split the circle evenly and cross each other at perfect 90-degree angle, now we will add an oval using horizontal axis line, and that line act as a line of symmetry for both the circle and the oval regardlessly of how open or closed the oval is. The drawing uses three line weight: the lighter, the medium, and the heavier one. And when we draw a construction line, it need to be drawn lightly, which is not meant to be seen. And the medium one, we will be using for drawing a circle, and the heavier one for the lower half of the oval, so that it creates a sense of depth, making the lower section appear closer and the upper section recede, giving the shape of giving a volumetrical shape, like the shape has volume. Lastly, while oval and ellipses are drawn, they are drawn in the same way, but the difference between them is we call it ellipse because when it represents a circle in perspective, it is known as ellipse, and oval is simply a flat shape. For instance, let's use a bottle cap to make the idea super clear. Imagine holding a bottle and looking directly at the top of the cap. What shape do you see? You see a circle, right? Because you are looking at it from above. Now, let's tilt the bottle away from your eyes. What happens? The circle looks squished, like a stretched pancake. That squish shape is called an ellipse. It's the exact shape a circle becomes when seen from an angle. Artists and designers use ellipses to draw bottle cap in 3D or perspective. If you want to know what is the difference between oval and ellipse, oval is if you draw a random rounded shape like an egg, that's an oval. And if you draw a bottle cap seen from an angle, that's an ellipse. So next time you draw a tilted bottle cap, remember you are drawing an ellipse, not an oval. Remember, when you draw an ellipse, start by lightly sketching an oval, then darkening one side to make it look like it's coming towards you. This technique helps us to create depth. A simple way to think about an ellipse is like the equator and an invisible line that goes around a ball and shows how it's tilted and turned. Next, with the help of vertical axis line, we will draw an oval and darken one section of it to create the illusion of an ellipse in perspective representing the longitude line. After drawing ellipses along both axis line, the sphere will appear volumetric and convey a sense of orientation in space, making the sphere to be facing down to the left. Now let's explore what will happen if we draw the same set of shapes but emphasized the opposite side of the oval by darkening that area. Now the sphere looks like it's facing up and to the right. Just by changing which part are darker, we made the same shapes appear to point in the different direction. Take your time and build confidence in drawing fluidly. It's a key prerequisite for sketching volumetric sphere. If for any reason you are struggling with the skill, practice drawing circles and oval as I have shown you in part 2 of the series. Now that we have explored the diagram of a sphere, it's your turn to bring it to life. Let's dive into a hands on activity that will help you to visualize and understand the properties of sphere even better. First, I will start with a circle and lightly draw vertical and horizontal axis line that intersects at the center, dividing the circle equally into four parts at a perfect 90-degree angle. Next, you will see me, I'm using vertical axis line as a guideline to draw an oval, and you will notice me lightly drawing at first and gradually darkening one side to create emphasis. By darkening on one side more prominently, the oval begins to take on the appearance that it's coming towards us. Next, I will use horizontal axis line as a guideline to draw oval, and just like I did with the vertical one, and I will be darkening one side and circle itself, and now the sphere start to look more volumetric. Do note that the first sides of the oval curve perfectly into the contour of the circle. The ovals at the corner are smooth and keep curving gently. Secondly, the axis lines act as a line of symmetry for each oval. The spear look, it's facing up to the left. You will see my circle and oval might not be perfect, but remember, these are freehand drawing, and hopefully you can start to see the illusion of volume appearing. Next, draw the circle and lightly bisect the circle with vertical and horizontal axis line. Keep the horizontal ellipse the same as in the first sphere, but to open up the vertical ellipse a bit. See how this makes it look like the sphere is turning more to the left. Important to note, even though the ellipse we drew is wider, the vertical axis line still act as a line of symmetry. Let's draw a circle again. Follow the same steps. Now I will open up the ellipse along the horizontal axis line. The sphere now looks like it's facing way up and to the left. You see me repeating the same step again and again to draw volumetric sphere in different sizes and angle and space. Now let's till the axis line and where the longitude line cross. Each other will determine which way the spear appears to be facing. Let's still the axis line to the left and repeat the same step. By darkening the latitude and longitude lines, the spear now looks like it's gazing far to the right. Remember, we are building on the skill we have learned. One thing I find really cool about volumetric drawing is that even though there are rules and steps, the real magic comes from tricking the eye. When it's properly done, the spear gives a strong feeling of volume. Let's revise. The axis line should be drawn as lightly as possible. The circle should have a medium light weight, and the part of the ellipse you want to emphasize and bring forward should be darkened and heavier. For this last spear, notice what happens when I don't make one side of the oval darker than the other. It becomes hard to tell which way the spear is facing and the sense of depth disappears. Lastly, I felt the drawing on the board was not very clear on camera, so I tried making it a bit darker to improve visibility. I will also share a digital version of same drawing to help you understand it better. It will follow the same pattern I use when sketching it free-handed on the board. Hope that makes things clear. While you are practicing today, keep all the steps in mind. If you have made it this far, you are serious about improving. So before diving into volumetric spear, warm up by drawing circles and oval of different sizes. Once you are confident, aim for at least 50 spears using today's method. Remember, watching helps, but practicing is key.